Afternoon once again. Just to remind you, Mwangi Wajumbe is my name. A professional trainer on strategy, performance management, change management, and also leadership. And I took you through a small session of behavioral leadership, which I was meant to talk to you only without their presence. Now it's time that you listen to me for issues that are of interest to both the parents and the students and the teachers. Now, I'm an author of 2 books titled Career Dynamics in the 21st Century, Sub-Theme, Unleashing the Human Performance Potential. The first edition, I wrote it in 2015, and an article that was written by the Daily Nation on 23rd May 2015 attracted the book to KICD. Eventually, it was used for architecture of CBC, and it was approved for circulation in schools way back in 2016. It's still circulating in schools, but it's not in this school for some reasons. I have not been able to get the principal when I'm this age. Then there is an advancement titled Living Beyond Survival, Sub-Theme, No More Tiptoeing in Life. And that one I wrote it because of pressure from leaders of the first one. They were always asking me, where is the next series? And eventually I had no choice but to write this one, Living Beyond Survival, No More Tiptoeing in Life, where I empowered leaders with understanding how they can sustain the high flying that they're able to understand or once they apply the knowledge acquired from career dynamics in the 21st century. Now, the question is, why did I write the book? As I trained in organizations and wrote, I used to write a column in a magazine titled Small and Medium Enterprise Today, which I wrote for 5 years, 2013 to 2018. I noticed 2 problems. One, more than 80% of people who are employed, they are totally dispassionate about the work they do. And I saw that as a lot of wastage of human capital efforts. Then, as I researched further, I noticed that more than 50% that time of Kenyan's university graduates cannot get jobs. Today, there are more than 70% of university graduates who cannot get jobs in this country. And I sat down and thought of how I can help in solving those problems. And that's why I wrote the first book, Career Dynamics in the 21st Century. And I was doing something very simple, removing Kenyans from the thinking of the 20th century to the thinking of the 21st century. And that is what CBC is trying to do, isn't it? CBC is trying to remove, to align the current students with the thinking of the 21st century. So there are challenges, and I hope you'll be sorted out. Now, those problems, how do they arise? How do they happen? Why do they happen? And I did my research, and I did it thoroughly, and I noticed that the world has evolved through 5 eras. The first one, and mark you students, please write that very well in your notes. The world has evolved through 5 eras. And the first one is called hunter-gatherer era. The second one is called agricultural era of the early civilization. The third one is called industrial era. Okay? The fourth one is called information knowledge era. The fifth one is called talent era. Talent era. Information knowledge era is aligned with the 20th century. Okay? And it's about acquiring knowledge. However you get the knowledge, as long as you get certificates that will now enable you to get good jobs. That was the thinking of the 20th century, which is now not working in the 21st century. Okay? Why? The 21st century, those who are aligned with the 20th century paradigms or the thinking of the 21st century, they are driven by their talents. Kuna mtu amezaliwa bila talada? Kunaye? Hakuna. But Kenyans do not. That's why I take students through the seminar titled Creating the Future Today. Because those problems that I've just mentioned, they don't just happen when somebody leaves school. They happen because the process of aligning oneself, they are not properly done. Okay? Now the question is, in which era are we operating? In which era are we operating? For the sake of saving time, we are still in the mix-up between information knowledge era of the 20th century and industrial era of earlier days. What does that mean? When you say kazi kwa vijana na pesa kwa wazee, we are referring to the industrial era. Are we together? When we say, what matters is getting certificates. What are we referring to? Information knowledge era. Are we together? So, largely, we are in the mix between information knowledge era and industrial era, and now the CPE is trying to align Kenyans with the talent era of the 21st century. Hopefully, it will work out as time goes on. Now, what happens when we are aligned with the thinking of the 20th century? We end up making the wrong choices while in school. How do we end up making the wrong choices? Those of you who are in fourth form, you made choices when you are in primary school, the school you are to go to, isn't it? Then at form 2, you still made more choices. True or not true? Now you are going to make other choices at the middle of the year as you prepare for your next stage of empowerment, that is university or whatever empowerment you undertake after you have left school. Now the question is, has everybody made the right choices so far? Because after that, you make a choice of going to university or pursuing whatever career, and once you are in university, there's another stage of making choices. And the other stage is when you are specializing while in university. Again, many people make the wrong choices. Then there is the last stage, the fifth stage of making choices, when you finish university. And most of the time, Kenyans take up any job that comes their way. That now leads to the unfortunate situation of being unhappy about the work they do. Okay? Now, when people make the wrong choices, what happens? They lose direction. And when they lose direction, you find while in school, learning starts becoming punishment. Now they must try and find ways of escaping from that punishment. That is why you find students burning schools. Others venture into drugs. Others will do all sorts of negativities as they are trying to escape from the punishment of learning as they perceive it. Now, is that sustainable? No, it is not sustainable, because eventually, once they finish school, they have already lost direction and they have aligned themselves with what is known as scarcity mentality. Believe that you cannot get what you want in life. And once you are aligned with scarcity mentality, it means any which way you can get what you want in life is welcome. And in the process, that's why you find this country, there are a lot of negativities, which I cannot list out all of them, but I know a few that are of concern to all of us. Now, for example, 2019, Kenya was the 4th most corrupt country in Africa. 2019, Kenya was the 33rd most corrupt country in the world. Why? Because of most Kenyans being guided by scarcity mentality. Now, in summary, I want to show everybody how that can be sorted out. Now, show you a picture of an animal here. Do you know it? It's called what? Huh? A dinosaur. What is it known for? Huh? It's known for? It became extinct. That is what it's known for. Now, let me narrate to you a story about the dinosaur, how I came about it. About 20 years ago, I was reading the Nation newspaper, and I came about an article which was talking about a country called Mongolia. The country called Mongolia had taken the United States of America to the international courts. Why? They wanted to claim the skeleton of the dinosaur. The skeleton of? Because the last dinosaur was found in Mongolia. Now, I didn't follow whether they won or they did not win, but I got interested in that narration of Mongolia, a small country, taking America to court, to the international court. Now, I thought about it, and I thought about it. Why did this animal? And when the environment started changing through global warming, the small head was unable to think of how to feed the big body. And what happened to the animal? It became extinct species. Are we together? The question is, if the 500 grams were being used effectively, would that be the case? Now, there are many things that happen because of not failing to use the 500 grams effectively. And now, through the process of understanding how we can each use that 500 grams very effectively so that we are able to avoid problems that we are likely to encounter in life today and even in the future. Remember, we said when you make the wrong choices, learning becomes punishment, isn't it? It is changing very hard. Okay? We now have artificial intelligence. It is eliminating some of the careers that you people are anticipating to pursue. We also have technology. It's again eliminating some of the careers that you people are anticipating to pursue. So, what am I telling you? Make your choices right from now onwards so that you can create a great future. Why? As I finalize, take what I have taken you through seriously, because here in your area, I have been to Idiaini Girls 2019. I had a seminar for teachers. I had a seminar for students the same week. Karema Boys, I had a seminar for students in 2019. Nyeri, I had a seminar for other Nyeri areas. Kagoviri, Karatina, Kiaridaide, all those schools. But I have conducted seminars discussing what I've just taken you through is schools spread around 12 counties in this country. So take this idea seriously, and more information is available in my books. What I have just taken you through is the tips, okay, because of time. But all the details are in the book, and I'm still available for more and more. Anybody who wants to ask me questions, let me give my contact. Mwangi Wajobe is my name. I'm based in Nairobi. My number is 0722 51 6210. You can go to my YouTube channel and you find more and more information about how empowerment is supposed to work in the 21st century. So, we need to create great individuals, because great individuals create great teams. Great teams create great organizations, and eventually a great country. That's my prayer. Now with that, I rest my case.